Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Pairs, starring Jeff from Tarot Ass Backwards. You did that on purpose, so I couldn't say it, right? And I'm Tom from Tarot Your Way.
I do a lot
Welcome,
of things on
and
purpose. That was one of them. Yes.
yes, well, it's nice to have a purpose-driven life because if you're aimless like me, you just wander.
But isn't that the embodiment of free spirit? To just
Uh,
wander and be free with the world, because we're all
well,
just light beings.
yeah, there's something to be said about a free spirit, and then those are just wandering or clueless.
So I just made a video on my channel, a 5-minute one, and it's a lark in a sense, but if you
The
believe in synchronicity,
47th poem.
you did see
Yeah,
it. Okay.
47. Yeah.
I had to share that because I found that a little bit uncanny. If there are synchronicities in the world and whatnot, and we're supposed to look at them for what they are, we never look at numbers by themselves, especially if we see them all the time. But the fact that I have two poems, the first one is that I have a poem about 45 and I named it 47. And then the second one about him, it's almost like in a grand tableau when the card that you assign lands in the card in the spot assigned for it. I don't know. I I called the video, or I put below it, make of it what you will. But I just want to be on record as saying that happened tonight. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, Democrats have always had a problem with not marketing to the people that they're sure of is their voter base. So, like, like when Hillary was campaigning, she thought she had the black vote um, tied up, and so she didn't do any stumping to highly black populations. And I think that's been a problem with the Democrats, that they don't campaign to their to their base, or what could be their loyal base.
Yeah, and I think right now it's just we're not Trump. And that's
Yeah,
not helpful.
that's really not a platform.
No, and it doesn't really seem to matter that he's going through all these trials and travails, no pun intended, because it seems to help him. I mean, if if that is what galvanizes people to actually come out and vote for him, that they somehow feel, and I'm not saying everyone does, but that this is a miscarriage of justice, or that this is ridiculous, or the economy's hurting, and in some people's minds it is. Honestly, if I'm being completely frank about it, Biden did forgive my student loans. He forgave them, and I'm grateful for that. But like with inflation right now and such, I feel like I am just starting out from someone who might have just paid off their student loans, because it takes in Massachusetts probably about, just to have rent, about $55,000 a year. So
Mm-hmm.
what was 30 grand in 2000 or 1999 is what 55 is now. So things are way out of control disproportionately. Not that it's all him, not that it's all he
Mm-hmm.
who's to blame, but I don't know. A lot of people are they're kooky because they've been made kooky by the world in which they have to work to survive, and if you're only seeing part of the story or fragments that you resonate with, it's like with everything else in the world. I hate saying this, but you're going to vote on gut or what's against your own instinct or what's against your own interest if you're not reading all the things he has done or aware of them. So I would just, that's my word to the wise people. It may be a scenario where one of them wins the popular vote, one of them, like in 2020, what was it, 2000 with Bush v. Gore. So anyway, let's not talk about that because it gets us nowhere. I could do like 15 different divinations and get different answers.
Well, I've lived in Texas since 1992, and the political ads on both sides are they're trying to motivate you by fear, by working on your fears. And that's the great state of Texas. Scare the shit out of everyone.
I mean, whatever works, I guess.
So you ready to do a couple tarot pairs, and then we'll do some readings for our folks?
Yes, I like that. That split's a good mix of stuff. So we don't have to think too much in this heat. And the heat is probably nothing like down there, but it's come up here, and it's I'm a crab in it. So
hello, Mosaic. Hello, Susan. So, what kind of context do you want to read on tonight, Jeff?
Trying to get us out of the political.
While you're thinking, Jonathan Daly sent Hershey some birthday presents, and he sent along some cat toys, some telescopic fishing poles with different clip-on feathers and ribbons and stuff. So we've been trying to get the energy out of the cats this afternoon, so they'll be calm tonight. And they both like the toys. And Creep, which is Andy, as soon as you put one down, he just goes over and sits by it and stares. So it's like he wants it to be a nonstop game.
For some reason, I'm getting magic.
Magic, like, in the sense of
sleight of hand or a magic act or the belief in magic. I don't know why.
But practical magic, where it's misdirection and then manipulation to manifest.
Yes, like in sometimes spells, like spells to get someone to do something, maybe not necessarily to hurt them, but what could arise from it. With all the karma aspects, it might be an interesting thing to do with the cards.
Okay, and then your card.
Oh yeah, that's right. Susan, you could use a reading about a guest who I didn't read all of it.
We'll do 3 tarot pairs, Susan, and then we'll open it up to readings for our audience.
In Thomas We Trust every Tuesday night. There's something that is magical about this show. It's never a bust. In these cards, I put the intention to draw a card that will be most beneficial to learning about the deck that keeps everything burning on YouTube. Show me the card now. Well, I can't take this one because it's one of those placeholder cards. So I don't know what that means for the show since I'm getting weird synchronicities tonight. But I'm going to go with the 5 of Cups, which was right beneath it.
There's the 4. Okay, and I got Knight of Swords.
Okay.
So let's see. So if I were going to read about magic and the practice of manipulation and manifestation, here I show you the Knight of Pentacles. I show you the coin. I tap it with the wand, and you hear that it's solid. And when I first started out with these tricks, I had to go very slowly in my manipulations so I could hide the fact of where I'm getting the coin from and where I'm making it seem to disappear to. And the 5 is the loss of either mishandling the coin during the practices or the astonishment that it's certainly gone. But it's not quite gone because we have we have the 2 cups behind it. So, maybe I started out with a group of coins and I made some disappear, but not all of them disappear. And that made it seem like magic. Now, when I've got this, I show you the coins and it's just gone in a moment. And I move on very quickly and just leave people befuddled. And then with this, I really had to practice a lot because it didn't come easy for me. But I always could produce the loss of the coin. I could always make it disappear. It was harder to make it reappear after losing it. And then, oops, how did I do that? And then this way, this might be a mishandling and I accidentally fumble the manipulation and it was a failed trick.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, well, with the night. Okay, go ahead. All right.
But,
so with the Knight of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups upright, I feel because the Five of Cups or the Five of Pentacles, no, the Knight of Pentacles, excuse me, is an assassination card or for an assassin, and the Five of Cups is about regret. I think this is someone that is trying to get away with something by casting a spell on somebody. They're being very stealthy and slow about how they go. They are, as Thomas said, taking their time moving, but what their intent is to cause something without being caught that can linger. And they won't have a really great sense for the great effect it could have beyond the spell that they were trying to cast, because with the Five of Cups and the regret angle, and he walks away, or because he regrets it after the fact, meaning that it has more intent and more ill effects either on him in addition to the person on whom he casts the spell. So that's what I would read it upright as. If we read one up and one down, okay, so this is the scenario for me. This is almost about someone that has baked into their mind ill will or ill intent, in the sense that everything that they do is something that they don't regret, and they don't take responsibility for it. I know the Eight of Cups is more about self-responsibility and walking away, but in this instance with the Five of Cups, I just think that this person is a megalomaniac, a psycho, or someone that is like a master of the dark arts and lives every day to wreak havoc. Even if it takes time, he's well studied with the Knight of Cups. I mean, the Knight of Pentacles, meaning through resources like books and either covens and other forms of witchcraft, things like that. I also think with that Knight of Pentacles, he can do more damage than he realizes he can, and he loves it because he can be as stealthy as he wants to be. So that's what I get with that one. With this one, he goes south. His manner, his design, the way he uses the resource, yeah, it's for ill will in its intent, but it also isn't a resource that he's cultivated to the point where he can have the effect he wants to. And he comes up short. That's why, even though he might inflict some harm with the Five of Cups upright a little bit, there's still something to be happy about for the people who weren't irreparably damaged because some of his spells go wrong. And of course, the other part of this too is he's caught, not with the Five of Cups card per se, but with the Knight of Pentacles upright. He's no longer stealthy. He's moving too quickly. He's ahead of himself, and he might actually be incriminating himself. Hi, Jezreel. Okay, so with this setup here, to me, what it means is that full on, just like, I just want to destroy. I'll destroy myself. I'll even be a practitioner of witchcraft, and this is for entertainment purposes only, who would be a suicide bomber, who would try to use witchcraft before he blew himself up, hoping to propagate more unrest and tumult through a spell being cast with fire and brimstone from a populated urban center, but it's just a terror attack gone awry. That's all I get, and it just it peters out before it even has measure.
I do believe we have Nightbot going.
Ah.
If not, I can get it going quick enough.
Does it work well? I've never tried it.
Well, we were having people type things, and we were having people type their questions in capital letters prior to starting using Nightbot, and Nightbot doesn't like all caps, and it doesn't like lots of emojis. So it would start timing people out if they did that. Okay, yeah, just for you, go ahead and do exclamation mark join and then your question. And we've got two more tarot pairs that we're going to try, and then we'll get to the questions. Next, context. Let's read about the committee chairman. You know how we've always got social things going on, and if you're part of a group, that you've got the chair of the group to put on the organization, you know, to put on a feat or something else. And let's try to go to their motivation for this tarot pair.
What's the chairman in? Like what?
Like they're putting on a big fundraising activity or something like that, and they've got to organize the people and, you know,
so
set them to task.
Okay. So like an event planner?
Yeah, like an event planner. Let's just say we're going to fundraise money for a recreation center for the kids in town or something.
Okay. Nancy has arrived. In the spirit of Nancy's arrival, we need 2 cards for Tarot Your Way. The first card will come from me, and the other one from Thomas. We put our faith in all of you to understand in what trance will show a face. Eight of Swords.
8 of Swords. Okay, and do you want the 8 of Swords to be the first card or the second?
Let's make it the first. Okay. All right. I feel like this is the chairman's job on the line. He could be exiled from the castle in the cushy job of um, being a fundraiser and all it's chucked up to be in its glamour. That's why you see the Eight of Swords around this person because they can't free themselves from the imagery or they can't free themselves from their own fear of doing anything else with their lives outside of this job because, yeah, it's altruistic, but it does come with a lot of stress, especially in an area where they have to maybe solicit people for fundraising. And that is constricting in the sense that if you try too hard, it's almost not a job. It's like begging for money. That's why, in addition to having the swords wrapped around her, um, if it were a woman fundraiser, she feels stifled by that, and that she could be exiled from the castle, not just for actually in traditional times, I would say not putting out was why she was thrown out of the castle. But in this case, not being able to come through, you know, and feeling that she has to have some element of reciprocity with the Six of Pentacles in order to get the fundraising she needs. She feels like there aren't enough altruistic people right now because they're being told the economy is shit, so they're not giving as much. So she's having to do things that maybe she wouldn't ordinarily have to for fear of keeping her job. That's what I get with them both upright. Oh, hi, Leah.
Okay, if I were gonna read these both upright, I would say that yeah, being the chair for the fundraiser, there are she's got to walk a delicate line, and she's got to get the guest list right and smooth, uh, and she also has to be uh, vigilant of this person doesn't like this person, so we can't sit them at the same table seating arrangement. And it's just really a balancing act, and you can get cut either by overdoing it or underdoing it. If you don't have a sharp enough blade, you can cut yourself, and if you act too swiftly, you might cut off the maximum potential donations that you're getting. And then with the Six of Pentacles, um, we are truly one with the charity, and we are going to try to get them the max benefit of money out of this.
So if I saw it like this, I would say um, there's something within the past that with the firstly with the for the first card, the Eight of Swords upright, there's this element of enough is never enough and feeling constricted by that, whether it's money, because in this particular instance, this sort of fundraising has matches. So the dollar amounts are more important than they would be otherwise. That's why, a little goes a long way with the Five of Pentacles, or Six of Pentacles, sorry. That sort of mentality is really what's eating away at the fundraising, in the sense that they have a limited time because donors will only match a certain amount of funds for a certain period of time. So it's another difficult rope to walk. Yeah.
And if I had this arrangement, I would say that the chairperson, they have their hands tied because there is a lot of walking on eggshells and trying to get everything maneuvered into position just right to get the big donations for people. And if she doesn't do it right, that's why the Six of Pentacles is reversed. They won't have the money raised for the charity how they saw
Right,
fit as having.
Right, and the giving to get part of it could be the part about getting the matching donation not coming through. That's what I got with the card. Like, in other words, okay, in this way, this is a woman, or this is someone that's with the Eight of Swords reversed, who's very confident in her ability to charm for funds, in the sense that with the Six upright, there's nothing nefarious or sleazy going on. But with the giving to get card, she knows what wiles to use, what womanly wiles for entertainment purposes only, to get the funds that she does need. And also to be in a position where she can realize that she is doing good, as strange as it sounds, with the reversal of the Eight of Swords, because it's not about monies for money's sake. It's about something deeper, and it's for the cause that is represented by the Six of Pentacles upright. So there's that sense that it's bigger than she, and she puts herself more into a spiritual place where she's freed herself of the constraints of the, employer who said you have to raise this much by this much time, because she's almost in the job for the right reasons 100% entirely, even if she feels stressed out by it at times. It doesn't feel like a true job to her, where she has to over try, is what I'm getting.
And then if I encountered this, I would say that she is tireless. She doesn't have any boundaries. She knows where to position people and herself to get the maximum funding for her charities.
Yep. Nailed it. Okay. So with this one right here, the time frame that she has is very limited, and the reason I'm saying that is there is that donor match again, but the donors that she's reaching out to are the donors that are heavy hitters, meaning she is in search of the money, and she's in search of the money desperately fast. That's why even though the Eight of Swords is reversed, and she is not as stressed as she would be because she's doing it for the right reasons, the availability of funding that can be matched is at a premium, because time is a constraint, but she's not a constraint on herself. She's feeling more under duress to get something done, but she doesn't feel like it would be the end of the world if she lost her job. In fact, she could take the ability to fundraise and, make it more of a recognition in the community than otherwise. And the Pentacles was upright, right?
In this one, they're both reversed.
Okay, so let me change that then. In this case, then, yeah. So the Pentacles are upright or reversed, so she doesn't She doesn't care that she's probably not going to meet the deadlines, get the matches. And maybe there's some part of her that, even though she does care, it's not really weighing on her, though, you know, because her own spiritual well-being may depend on leaving this job. So if you want to look at it from the positive endpoint, that could be, but also too, she could be looking at it like, this is not something I want to be doing. I don't want to be under the gun constantly. So I'm going to let whatever come of this shake out and just let it go. That's how I would read it if they were both reversed.
And then if I had both of them reversed, it might be a little martyrdom on the chairwoman's part.
Yeah, that's a good.
Where she demands that you do this, you do this, you do this, and if something goes wrong and the funds don't get raised in what they were expecting, it's like, well, I did everything I could do. You know, it was out of my hands. I trusted the rest of the community to do their part. So it's not all on me for falling short. And dear viewers, do you have a context that you would like us to read on? These are all hypothetical situations, but we just wanted to show you one of the exercises that I do to practice my cards. And did you have an enjoyable time on the Cape?
I did. Yeah, thank you. I did the first day, and then the energy got a little wonky on like that first day because I just came home and I felt like anxious to do something else. So that's when I just started writing, and things got a little better. And then, like, I don't know, the weekend was just they come and go. You know, that's the way I look at it now. I almost view the week as my escape when I do these things at night, because the weekends are just like whatever, like years ago, but you know what I mean? Because it's like you're gonna have to go back to work anyway on Monday. So what's the point of a weekend, even if it is 3 days? So you might as well be productive and do the things that you can't get done during the week, which sometimes is drudgery, but I had fun for the limited time I was there. But I mean, fun to me would have meant real fun would have meant imbibing, and I can't do that. So I can't have alcohol. So
in that vein, let's say we've got a person like Clark Griswold of Family Vacation trying to organize a cross-country trip for his family. You know, make it an idealized trip because he makes food varnish for cereals and food to make it look better. So he needs this trip to go off without a hitch, both for his sanity and to prove that he's the fun-loving dad and husband.
Does this involve sort of knowing? Well, I've seen those movies, but knowing Beverly.
Well, he's just
personality versus his.
He's just hell-bent when things go wrong and Wally World's not open. He's hell-bent because he spent the last 2 weeks driving across the country. That, you know, he's going to give his family the best vacation no matter what. it costs, you know.
Okay.
It came from a place of goodness, and then it became his mission. You know, he had the blinders on; he could see nothing else.
Be good if we got the Fool card for this. Okay.
Well, I can probably manage that here. Okay. Okay. I think I've got it.
Seven of Wands and Fool, I guess, is what we're going with. But since we did say Fool first, that should be the first card. The Fool.
Okay. And I picked out a different one. I picked out an Eight of Pentacles.
Okay.
But
Okay.
You want seven wands?
Yes, please. Yeah, that's what I got. Seven of Wands.
Couldn't go one more and just go for the action all in one direction. Yeah, I had to put the little what do they call it? When pickaninny? Not a pickaninny. It's a pick a when things don't all go right.
Murphy's Law or whatever. I don't know. All right. So
yeah.
All right. So to me, what this means is he is the consummate fool in that he believes that no matter what the intention is, with that is sort of a gateway like card, you know, in the major arcana, the Fool. Anything that it comes before it sets the stage for, and it opens up possibilities. So it's the perfect card for him. If only, though, he could stand his ground and make his case that, you know, we need to take this vacation. Yes, in the past things have been mired in trouble, but I'm going to stand my ground firmly, and we are, damn it, going to have some fucking fun. That's what I get when it's like that.
We're going to have so much fucking fun. We're going to be whistling zippity doo dah out of our assholes.
That's right.
Yeah, the Fool is the, you know, he's ever hopeful, but you know, he's the provider, and now it's time to show the family that he can be the fun one too. And then, but he doesn't realize that he's bit off more than he can chew, and that things are going to fight with him the whole time. So he's going to be the dumb, lovable klutz because everything along the way is going to be getting at him. It's going to be working his last nerve. And all he wants is everyone to have fun. And he's there to orchestrate it, but he's also the one getting his shins bruised at every little stop that they have.
Okay, so this is a scenario where, as ridiculous as it might sound like that way, with the Seven of Wands reversed, I think that's what it was, he might even be in the mindset of distorting the truth to make it look as if they're having a good time, or to make honey from whatever the expression is, make lemons from make lemonade from lemons, or make
Making
lemons
silk purses out of sow's ears.
yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, as misguided as he is, it doesn't get in the way of his mission to, with the wands, inspire, endure, and say, by the time this is all over, this will be a great trip. That's what I get. Because to me, it's almost like one card canceling out the other. When I see the Fool reversed, but the Seven of Wands, like the planning and all of that coming to fruition, I kind of feel like there's a distortion in his mind, like we're going to manifest this, even though that might not be what some people would purely see between those cards. I do. I don't know.
Jeff is in Massachusetts, I believe. So with the Fool upright, and our hope springs eternal from our Fool. He just kind of innocent, naive, and what could go wrong? And with the reversal of the Seven of Wands, not too many things are going. Not too many things are going wrong. So he is happy-go-lucky in this situation. But when we turn our Fool reverse, come on. I just washed my hands. I don't have any skin oils to help pull the cards apart. So what do you think this situation has to say, Jeff?
I would say with the Fool reversed, and I thought I did that one already, but hold on. The Fool reversed and the no, actually, I didn't do that. We had it the other way. With the Fool reversed, that was right. With the Fool reversed, it's misguided, and it's almost his sort of like father knows best. Even though privately I am feeling like a failure, I'm going to keep trying this because it damn well better work, sort of thing. With the Fool reversed, it was a misguided move. He had things shown to him. He might be at a point on the stage of the journey where his wife had enough, or the kids even have had enough, and he's the odd man out or the oddball out right now. But he's still determined, despite the mistakes, despite the roadblocks, despite taking the wrong roads, despite ending up in one destination or the other, and not the other, rather. He's going to go with the firm mentality that we are going to have fun. And almost in his character bio, or in the way he plays that character, I envision the energy like almost like sad, like a little boy who failed, just based on the character analysis of him, because he is so happy-go-lucky, but he's determined as a father figure and a provider to make it work with that Seven of Wands upright. So there's no distortion there. And the other one, there was a distortion. I see the Seven of Wands as a plan that isn't working, but also when you're standing your ground, if you're standing your ground so tightly or so hard, it almost appears as if you're trying to sell something too much, or like I'm doing right now, or or you're
You still have faith in the plan.
yeah, you have faith in the plan, but you look desperate in the sense that, like, if that 7 is reversed, I'm digging my heels in and I'm going to say whatever. I might be a snake oil salesman, but I'm going to make it work type of vibe. I might tell a lie to get for the right end.
And so when I see the Fool reversed, I think of the father as um, he's thinking of this vacation as a chance to connect to the whole family, since he's probably a workaholic otherwise. That, you know, he's got this 2 weeks, and it's the only 2 weeks that he really has with his family. You know, he has every weekend, but, you know, there's other things running a household that's got to be done on the weekends. So he's just trying to show them that he can connect with them. And with the 7 of Wands upright, they're not used to having dad around, because mom runs the ship when dad's not around. And dad really doesn't know that he's second in command when it comes to the family itself. And then when we have both cards reversed,
Okay, so I would say in a reversal situation, um, I think he comes clean that he failed. I think he comes clean as a parent with the right intentions and sort of that aw shucks attitude in the movie where the kids all love him, because with the Fool reversed, it could have gone so sweetly and so well. But that's just one side of a coin when you're in this duality. It could be that all the different roadblocks, I mean, all the different side journeys and whatever, they look back at it in hindsight and think that led us to the place where we are today, where, yeah, dad might be doddering in some ways and he might be goofy with the 7 of Swords reversed, and he might try too hard. Uh, but at least we know he loves us. And it's got that really cheesy, happy ending motif to it. That's what I see with the 7 of Wands reversed, where all's well that ends well.
I would say in this situation that he is the bumbling fool, happy-go-lucky, takes everything in stride, but tries to make it a game for everybody. Make sure that everybody's having fun, and in this case, he has the most fun because he discovers a family that he doesn't get. Because he gets to discover a family that he doesn't get to be around on a regular basis. So those were fun.
They were very fun.
Yeah, we don't have to have life and death stakes going on for everything.
Yeah, I kind of feel like even beyond that, though, I felt like we didn't, or I couldn't come up with a lot tonight that were like, you know what I mean? We've done reincarnation. I felt like we've done, like, you know, sex trafficking. We've done so many different things here already. It seems like I'm sure we'll come up with some other happens, but
yeah, and we can get into those things because they're all hypothetical. You know, these readings. You know, we all have our own opinions and thoughts about belief systems, and if we all believed the same things, the world would be a very dull place. Um, but might be a calmer, more peaceful place.
yeah, I
don't know
mean
about
that's
that.
why we have dogma. You know,
I would like to think.
we have yeah.
You know, a lot of wars are fought over differences and fears and um, religion. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
and
Holy war.
when we were online, when we were online, StreamYard um, recorded both of us locally, and it made me stay in StreamYard for an extra 20 minutes to download the best recordings from your side and my side. So um,
I should do that tonight.
it recorded into the cloud both of our audios and videos together, a perfectly perfect audio, whereas we were having problems online during the show.
I know.
So,
oh my God.
So StreamYard, that is one good thing about StreamYard, and get StreamYard. There is a link. They would give me a little bit of credit if you got on a paid version. You don't have to take a paid plan. So let me see. No, do it. You got to shift. The Tarot Lounge. Is the Tarot Lounge here? Or is that a holdover from the last time? It must be a holdover. Because I didn't see PV in this one. So, let's try that again. And I think you're Jess Ree. Jess Ree. Just a general reading, please and thank you.
Okay. All right. Have you had any? I'm going to ask this because it just came to me, but I don't know why. Um, have you had any food spoil recently, Jesri? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm asking it, but I am. But I got the King of Pentacles for
How
you.
very random.
Yeah, I know, right? Like what the so I got the King of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Cups upright, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed for you. So I'm wondering if right now you're to the betterment of your own mental health, maybe giving yourself a break from the grind. No, you didn't. Are you serious? Okay. No, no, you didn't. You did not. You're just it was going bad. It might not have been. So I'm going to be humbled by that and say that I was off. Um, what I'm getting from this is that you're not taking enough time for you because with the King of Pentacles upright, it seems like the pursuit of something that you need is driving things away from what it is you need to give you your self care. And this is an opportunity where maybe you're trying to take a vacation or take some time off. But unfortunately, for some reason, you're in this stagnant place with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, meaning you can't feel as if the work is ever done, is what I'm getting. And you're a worker bee to the point of even in some time where there are kids around you. I don't know if you have nieces, nephews, things like that, that are distracting, but you would rather be spending more time with them, but you're not finding it easy to right now because it's a little bit about making ends meet, but it's more about having the comfort to do more of those things down the line and saving up to do them, but being shackled by circumstance. That's what I'm getting from this.
So, just read. Uh, we have the Four of Wands, which is our celebrations card, and followed up by the Two of Pentacles. And so, you know, there's the balance of what you need to be doing, what you want to be doing. And yes, you are the worker bee because we have the Eight of Pentacles, and that's just work, 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 perfecting your craft, and going about the work that you do as a craft. Um, Treating it like a profession and getting the systems and procedures down, so it's automatic and you don't have to think about things. So I think even though that you've got a little one in the household, you've got ways of, since you've raised children before, you've got your ways streamlined to work best for you. But you can feel a little daunted because sometimes there isn't a lot of balance for you in the moment. That's what I have for you, Jesri. Thank you for asking. Susan's got a friend coming soon from Honduras for a visit. How's that going to go for Susan?
I got good cards on this. The first thing I did want to ask though um, is this person considering relocating here, trying to get citizenship here by any chance, or studying here? Because I got the Page of Swords card, and what to me I think is going on is, um, and then I ended it with the Three of Wands. So there's this sense that the world's opening up to her, and it's opening up to her because of you and what you've done and what you've shown her through the course of time. And I don't necessarily know if you've been a mentor or you yourself teach English as a foreign language or do something in education. But what I'm getting from this is that the possibilities are there, the groundwork has been laid. But when she comes, the other thing that came to mind is don't try to inundate her with so much knowledge or so many. She might have a thirst for knowledge or a thirst for knowledge about citizenship or something about this country. Um, let it be recreational. Let yourself bathe in it like the sun. Let yourself let yourself be both the stars of this show. Don't consider yourself her chaperone or her guide the whole time she's here, because I think she wants to experience things through your eyes naturally, and not in a forced way. Did that resonate at all, Susan? Yes. So she does want to be a citizen, or she already is a citizen of the U.S. Married her brother. Okay. Okay. So
I'm saying Susan married her brother.
oh, Susan married her brother. Okay. Okay. Well, that'll make it easier then.
I'm assuming Susan married her brother. So
that's what I'm trying to say too.
So it's a friend and an in-law.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Susan married to her brother. So a friend and an in-law.
Because I got really warm feelings there. I didn't get anything really bad. I mean, why would I? But you know.
So we're gonna start out with the Three of Wands, and that's the Three of Wands is
I got that too.
waiting for the ship to come in. So there's some planning on getting it done and them getting here for the visit. But it's going to be a good visit because we have the Ten of Cups. So Happy Families card. And what's really going to seal the deal for you and your friend Susan is you got the World card at the end. So whatever plans that they're having, they're going to have a great trip and a great visit with you, and all is going to be smooth sailing. It's just that waiting time for them to get here. That's what I have for you, Sue. Thank you for asking.
Susan, you have another question? Oh, about witchcraft. Okay.
Well, we had that magical questions. Leia's got a question about a financial reading for the summer.
Okay.
we're we're in the middle of storms and heat and power flickers today, so I'm not surprised that we're having some buffering going on.
Oh, okay, Susan. All right.
Oh, thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you, Sylvia. All right, so the first word I heard was the word shill, which is like nothing. It's some sort of antiquated word for like a penny, or I don't know. I get money isn't just something right now that you're asking about because of prosperity. You're asking because there's a difficulty and it's coming in. And the reason I say that is the magician reversed came in, the ace of wands reversed came in, meaning you're kind of waiting. I'm almost getting the sense that instead of the energy coming from the ground up, you're almost waiting for the other shoe to drop, either an inheritance or a windfall, because it seems like the more you take steps forward toward doing what you're supposed to be doing with this, it doesn't work. Which is why, with the Eight of Wands as the last part of it, I kind of feel like you're in a position where you realize from a practical point of view that you need money to live, but you're not money hungry to the point of it being avaricious or greedy. I mean, so what I'm saying to you is basically it'll be a slog. But if I had a more direct question as to something you were trying to do with your money, that might paint a different picture for me. But I'm seeing money trouble is what I'm seeing. And I don't know why. But if I'm being frank about it, that's what I'm seeing.
Also, a shill was a person that was in on the grift of three card Monty. He would be along with the cards and winning, and taking the dollars every time he found the queen or whatever card they were looking for, and then that's to get the confidence built up of the audience, and oh, look how easy this is, and then they get in on the game, and then the game becomes impossible to win because it is fixed. So that's another.
Oh, okay.
My goodness. He was a charlatan in the audience or something, a plant. So Leah is in direct line with your question about finances. You want to know news of your finances. We've got the Knight of Swords, so I think it's going to be a battle or a fight to advance your finances in the beginning, but maybe you just keep getting by because you end up with the Knight of Pentacles, and that's your slow moving knight. Your what do you call him? The assassin. But he's very planned. He's very strategic, and he gets things done. So I think better be sort of maintaining the status quo with your money situation. So I know that's not exactly what you want to hear, but that's what we have. So, Susan, do you have witchcraft or friends in your circle that you suspect of witchcraft?
All right,
Heather.
I'll draw cards on. Was witchcraft done to harm my marriage? Well, I'm hearing no, but let's see. I'm hearing it was done, but I'm hearing it wasn't either successful or it was done for another reason, another purpose. Let's see. If I were looking at these cards, I would say an illusion was set up for you. I don't know if this is a past marriage or a marriage that went south. But I got the Ace of Chalices reversed, which to me means that there was some repressed emotion or feeling there that almost felt as if it were coming from an outside source because they were kind of controlling the mood, or you could say there was so much emotion within you that was bottled up that you couldn't unwind and release it, to the point where you couldn't distinguish your feelings from what someone else was putting onto you. And then I got the Seven of Cups again. I got the cups reversed. There were no choices. You fell back into a corner. So you're attributing it. You're perhaps attributing the witchcraft that was done to it, but the witchcraft that may have been done was done for another purpose. And if it was done and it went south, the person didn't intend to hurt you the way that they had in mind because it didn't work. In other words, they were left with no choices. And because this is a card about choices, but they're all bad choices when it's upright. So it's like dodging a bullet to me if it's reversed. And then with the King of Pentacles reversed, someone in their authority that was banking on this going the way it was going couldn't have foretold, or even you couldn't have foretold, that you were going to interpret what they were doing and how you were going to try to fend it off. Because with the Pentacles, to me, what it means is, in this instance, it's not about money. It's about the will or the resource and the ability to do it. And I don't think it took. So my answer to you would be no, but someone might have tried.
So, Susan, we started out with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, not necessarily about money, but about the material things. So, marriage is a material institution, and you got to be in total harmony to get there. But I don't think that you had harmony for very long, because we've got the Five of Wands. So there was some quarreling, some bickering, something going on. And if it wasn't you that felt bound and constrained it was your husband, and so it was for the betterment of the both of you. It needed to be
That it might have been
ended,
done.
but I don't know. I don't know that magic was used to start that. I think that it was just maybe a fundamental picking of bad partners. Overlooking. Love is blind and stupid, and all those other things. But it is also full of hope. And when you're aligned together, you can be the power couple and practically be invincible together. But if you're not, if that's not going that way, things can go south fairly quickly. As 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 a serial failed relationship specialist, I take knowledge in my part for creating the chaos that made things not work. So yes, I am responsible for a lot of other people's misery, and I laugh at that because now it seems the world conspired back uh, to give that back to me. Hi, Ramon. Sorry about earlier today. I fell asleep, so I wasn't there to be there as moderator in your live Thursday. And the cats are crying. They must want the toy operated by humans.
Happy birthday, Ramon. I know it's like late, or belated birthday now, but yeah, Susan,
You're
did any
welcome,
part of
Susan.
that resonate for you? I mean, I didn't rule it out because I saw trickery in there. I saw some of that. I saw the King of Pentacles reversed, and I didn't want to rule it out entirely because I feel as if, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where
readings. We were doing our tarot pairs earlier, the contexts that we're given, and then, the two cards we draw, and then we read them. We read them in every permutation, I guess.
we just do two cards: up, reverse, reverse, up, reverse, reverse. So we get a fictitious question or scenario, and then we both give the four different takes on what those two cards would say about it. So Hershey has been having a good birthday month. She keeps drawing the Amazon Prime truck off the street, or the mail carrier, or UPS or FedEx. So when we see a truck go past, it's like we look at each other and it's like,
is that for me?
yeah, No, not today. Yeah, today she got a couple packages. So, um, thank you for doing that, and you know, making her birthday month and housewarming. Now that she's down in Houston, she got the worst end of the deal. You know, she's not close to her family anymore, and it's hot as heck, and it's hard to get comfortable.
Oh. Oh.
So, Jeff, what have you got coming up?
Well, other than the manuscript, which seems to be commanding all my attention, I haven't had any downloads lately, so I don't know. But I'll probably be on in the morning with some channeling and some more poetry. I have put my manuscript together. I have about 50 poems between the stuff I've done by myself, by the stuff I've shown everyone that I've done by myself, between stuff I've done on Heather's channel, between stuff I've done on your channel, on your show, Tom, about the interactive intuitive tarot journal. I've got some of those I did put in. I like them. Now it's just about sending it in and getting print on demand going, and then hopefully having it out. I'd like to have it out in July, ideally mid-July. So, and then the audiobook is going to be first. The audiobook, not of the new book, but of Some Good Writ, will get done first. I've used them. I have one here. It's an Evapolar, and I like them. I actually had a really big one, a Honeywell Miss Moonlight, and it made a lot of noise, but it did cool down. But when you're in a humid situation, I don't know if it's optimal. You're supposed to be in a drier climate, like in the Northeast, but I do have them. But even when it's humid, which is basically all of the summer in New England, it still just contributes to the humidity, but it does cool it off well.
I did have one of those ice cube coolers, but I don't have a power supply outside anymore. When I was renting from my landlord Orland, he had a ground fault power outlet installed outside after he had a fire in his condo. So he got everything fixed up, and yeah, it wasn't a USB. It was just a regular plug-in. But it does work a little bit better in a drier climate. But at least while the ice is still in there and the fan is on, you get a cool path to you. So I'm going to be doing some more pop-ups. I'm just during the day and doing some readings and getting back to reading for people, just to give me a little break from the education stuff. I love to teach, but as you know, a teacher has, until they get their curriculum together, it takes a lot of work. So with that, we will leave you all. And remember, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and go out and make it a great night. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, hit like and subscribe on both of us, please. Have a good night.